Wherever you are, you're living aloha. Wherever you go, your soul is aloha. Wherever you've been, you're living aloha. About yourself is always aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 When you're with family, you feel the aloha. When you're with friends, you feel the aloha. When you're on the beach, the sun's your aloha. That little breeze, the kiss of aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 A state of mind. A state of mind. A state of mind.
Aloha! State of Mind Podcast. Hey, and I believe we are live.
Are we live?
Oh, we're live, I think.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear us? Are we live? We live? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Jason Tavares, Mitch Palooza checking in the chat. Can you hear us? Are we loud and clear? We're actually in the studio right now, so we just want to make sure we dialed in all the settings right because we are actually live in the same place at the same time. So
Look, I'm touching you.
yeah, even though we've done our temperature check and all that kind of stuff to make sure we're good.
Right.
So hopefully, you know what I mean. We don't spread. We're not trying to contribute to the spread of anything. So definitely want to welcome you guys out. Aloha State of Mind podcast. It is November 24th. Jeez, almost
Wow.
Thanksgiving. Almost a year is done. So it's been a crazy year.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just letting everybody know that if I do start coughing later on in the podcast, it's because, like, well, first of all, there's dry air, but also, like, I need to sleep on my right side because if I sleep on my left side, it clogs up my sinuses,
Right.
so it makes me breathe through my mouth the whole night,
Mm-hmm.
and because I'm sleeping, I don't know it. 6 hours later, I wake up with a dry throat.
Ah,
And
gotcha.
I've been coughing like all day today. I feel bad for everybody at the gas station thinking that I'm spreading the virus, but I'm not. I'm spreading the Aloha virus.
Right.
So, all right, loud and clear. Thank you, Jason. Or thank you, Buzz. I was just thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
We should make another song,
Right.
and we can have Marky Z from the Flavor Boys, and we can have Buzz,
Yeah.
Uncle Buzz from VM.
Mhm.
Like, do a couple of bars. You know what I'm saying? We're writing this, dude.
Let's,
So
let's do it. We can do a remix to the remix. You know what I'm saying?
or just do a whole new thing,
Oh, a new song. Yeah.
a new song,
Whatever works. Whatever flies. You know what I mean?
whatever floats the boat.
Yeah, it's all good. We appreciate it. We'll let some people roll in the chat before we bring on our special guest once again. So definitely, we want to thank you for tuning in, and hopefully, you guys are staying safe out there. I know California's getting locked down here. How's Las Vegas doing?
Las Vegas don't care. Las Vegas is like, we just opened up new casinos. We ain't locking nothing down.
Great,
Um,
fabulous, fantastic.
Right. But there's still the numbers are getting higher.
Right.
A lot of people are they're not putting on their masks and not social distancing.
Mhm.
And this is an airborne virus that you can just be talking to somebody and 3 feet apart and you can get it. So
Right.
especially Vegas where we got so many people from like Arkansas, Nebraska, Texas, California, Arizona. Everybody comes in and brings everything they got. So
Right.
yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy time, and we just want to make sure everyone stays safe out there, as safe as possible. But I tell everybody this: you got to live your life.
Yeah.
You can't just let this defeat you, hide in the corner. Because I tell everybody, if you're gonna go someplace, just be safe. Because honestly, to me, to me,
To me.
to me, you could get that. You could catch it someone sneezing on you at Walmart, just as bad as if you like went to Vegas for vacation. As long as you're safe, you just do what you can do. You know what I mean? There's no way to be 100% safe. Like I said, you could be at Walmart and somebody just go "Hachoo," and there you go,
Like
you got it. Whoop, there it is.
they say that you can be in your car with your windows down.
Right,
The car in front of you can sneeze,
right,
and once you move, you're getting into that cloud of COVID. So anything can happen, but you try to at least protect yourself as much as you can.
right.
Like I'm
Just use common sense, basically. You know what I
right.
mean? Wear a mask, wipe stuff down. You touch something,
Yeah,
wash your hands. Just basic
like
things.
I'm actually like worried about the small businesses,
Mhm.
especially in California. That the government is like shutting things down and everything. A lot of these small businesses could barely survive the first shutdown.
Right.
They're not going to be able to survive the second.
Oh no, no
And
way.
so, I mean, again, I want everybody to be safe, but again, live your life with a safety valve.
Right,
So,
right. We'll get into that maybe on when we don't have a guest, because that's going to be a whole nother conspiracy theory I have on, eliminating the middle class. So
dude,
eliminate,
you've been talking about eliminating that for a long time.
that's what's happening, dog. That's what's happening. They want to get rid of everyone in the middle. They want up here and down here.
Right.
And who's in the middle? Entrepreneurs, small
Everybody
business
else.
trying to make
Yeah.
it. So that's who they're trying to. But anyways, let's not get into all that right
So
now.
Mitch is like America, the land of the me first.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
everyone's entitled and all that good stuff. But that's not what the show's about tonight.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, it's positive, right?
Shotgun, brother. Oh, right on, cuz. Anyway, we gotta say what's up to HW50, aka John. We had him on the podcast.
Hot
We had
Wheels.
kind of like a impromptu kind of pop up the other day with John, I believe, Hype. Who else was on that call?
John, Joel,
Dustin,
and Dustin.
Yeah, we're just
myself,
kind of
you.
shooting the breeze with all the homies. So we had that. We're just trying to get our hours so we can get the affiliate on Twitch. So if you've not followed us yet, be sure to check us out on Twitch. We're now on Twitch at Aloha State of Mind
Podcast.
Yes, not the podcast where I didn't check the spelling and we got stuck with podcast for
No,
like 2 months.
I gotta be honest, man.
Right.
I kind of wanted to change the whole show to podcast. It would have separated ourselves from everybody else.
Podcast.
We gotta say what's up to Monroe from the Big Island.
Right.
Say what's up to him. But yeah, like it's funny that pop up that we did
Right.
was at like 11, like 10 o'clock at night,
Mhm.
and we just wanted to get some hours on. Right, we stayed on there for like 3.5 hours. Dustin
That's
got
good.
shit faced, like talking all this shit. I fucking hate him.
He was
No, I
trying-
love him.
He's trying to have his own podcast on our podcast.
Right? He's
He's
like,
trying
I'm
to
just
interview
gonna
us.
take
Now,
it.
let me ask you guys this. Now, let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you that. Okay, I'm gonna come around to you next. And he's trying to make a podcast out of
Dude,
our
it was
podcast.
funny.
But anyways, let's get into it because we have a guest backstage right now, and we had some technical difficulties, but we seem to have ironed out the kinks this time.
I hope so.
So hopefully we got her, and she is backstage. So I'll let you do the reintroduction, the remix to the intro. As
All
they
right.
say. All right, you go ahead.
Again, welcoming to the Aloha State of Mind podcast here on Twitch and all the rest of the platforms. Now, we've tried to have her on
Mhm.
for over a month now.
Right.
The first time we tried to have her on,
Mhm.
there's some family situations that we all had to deal with, and she had to deal with personally.
Right.
And then I went to Arizona, and then this to happen and that happened. Last week we had technical difficulties with
Mhm.
the I guess like the connections.
Right.
But I'm glad to have her on because her story is so unique for our podcast.
Right.
She's originally from Hawaii. We
Mhm.
both went to school at Roosevelt High School.
Right.
She, at an early age,
Mhm.
started modeling,
Really.
and and I'll let her get into how
Okay. she
she got into that. Basically, she's gonna tell a life story to us.
Uh huh.
But through modeling,
Hmm.
she got to travel the world. She got to meet a lot of people, um, and she had a really interesting life. And she continues to mentor and everything through what she does.
Okay.
Um, so help me welcome to the podcast. My like I guess you could say she's actually my first crush, but I never did anything.
Hmm. We'll get into that
But
later
we'll get
too.
into that later too.
Okay.
Um, Help me welcome to the podcast, Vanessa Buyson.
Oh,
Hi, Vanessa.
Aloha. Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Hi.
we can actually hear her.
We
Hi.
can
Good.
hear you.
You're
I
not,
know it's working. I'm so
you're
excited.
not doing the robot anymore like that.
And getting stuck.
I felt so bad. And afterwards, my brother was like, "Oh, I'm going to go on and listen to it." I'm like, "No, don't."
So
I'm
no,
like,
no,
"Oh
wait
my
till next
gosh."
week.
I'm like, I don't think even one sentence got in. So I'm like,
Yeah, I
just
know.
no. Yeah.
Right.
Like you literally like, hi, my name is.
Oh my gosh. I'm
But
so
you know,
sorry.
it's not your fault. I think it's just a bad connection. And again, um, I think the sun is signing up on. Oh my God,
The sun is
the sun is
is
shining upon
Right.
San Diego because right now technically we're all in the San Diego area,
Hmm.
but we're in
Hmm.
studio. This beautiful Mark Easy studio. I finally get to be in here,
Hmm.
and then you're in San Diego area too. So, um,
Yes.
so it should be a better connection. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, you've been busy.
I've been busy. It's been a busy, it's been a busy year with everything going on. It definitely has not stopped anything. We had our pandemic pageant last month where we crowned our new Miss Vista and our new Miss Teen Vista. We're
Wow.
so proud of them. Yeah, 32 contestants.
Wow.
We had to, think of outside the box as many people are doing, and we didn't have any audience. We had it live streamed on Facebook. It was a little weird not having their parents or loved
Right.
ones or friends and family there to cheer. But what we did was we had the teens go as the audience and cheer for all the Miss. And then when the Miss came off, they were the audience for the teens. So, you know what? It worked. It worked.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was wondering how you would do that. Like, does everybody
Yeah.
just zoom in or something? But no, that's awesome that it worked out. So you crowned two new um, pageant winners. So,
Yes.
for the people that don't know, Vista is, uh, I guess, a region in California.
Yeah, it's North County, part of North County, San Diego.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
so what was it? It was Miss Vista
Miss Vista, Miss Teen Vista.
and Miss Teen Vista.
Mhm.
Well,
And we
congratulations to
also
the
have a
winner.
Mr. Vista, but we do that separately. And oh my gosh, they're the best. They actually get, you would be surprised, they get asked to come to more events than even the Miss and the Teen.
Well, yeah,
That's
because I mean,
nice.
it's like a classy Chippendales, right? Like you just
Yeah, but without that, no.
right.
They're just,
No, that's what I say. It's
they're just,
classy.
yeah, yeah.
You know, they
Um,
wear the suits and they come and they look good, and
they do,
and they're
these young
smart.
men.
So
Yep,
how
yep.
old are they? Like in those type of pageants?
So the teen are 13 through 17, and then the Miss are 17 through 24.
Oh, okay. Very
Yeah.
very cool.
So,
So cool. So
yeah.
a little history between Vanessa and I.
Mhm.
We took classes at Roosevelt High School,
Right.
and again we're going over this again,
Well, let's rewind it
But
all the
this
way
time you
back
can hear it.
before you
right?
get into your guys's
Yeah.
whatever it was. Before we get into that, let's rewind it all the way back and get some history of actually how you grew up, where you grew up, a little bit about your childhood up into your teens, so we can kind of get a idea of your history, where you came from, how you grew up, and all that stuff before you got into what you're doing today. So let's rewind it all the way back.
All the way back. We're going back to
Right,
the
all the way
Hanabata
back.
days, and then
Yes,
we'll get into
yes,
the high school stuff. So,
yes.
yeah. So basically, this kind of interview is like uh, this is your life,
Mhm.
and so we want to hear all about when you're little kids and 2 years old, where you met your best friend, all that kind of stuff. So why don't we
Yes.
start from there?
Okay. So born and raised in Hawaii on Oahu. I have two brothers, an older brother Luke and a younger brother Bill. Very howly names, yeah. And my mom was a single mom. She is amazing. She lives on the Big Island. She lives between Pahala and Kalapana, like on the lava rocks.
Wow.
Like
Like
for real.
in a little, yeah, no, like true, true island girl.
Mhm.
And she just loves it there. But she's single mom. She did such an amazing job. She worked a lot. Um, so I had my best friend, who is still my best friend, Kim. I met her when I was 2. We went to the same preschool in Waikiki, um, Waikiki Community Center. And we have a graduation picture of preschool of us together, which is crazy. Yeah. And our moms are best friends.
Oh, that's nice. No,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously,
So
her friend Kim is crazy, dude. Okay, go
she
on.
is. She's totally crazy. She's fun crazy, not the scary crazy.
Yeah, she's not
And
like key your car because you didn't return a text. She's more like fun
right.
crazy.
Yes. And so grew up in on Oahu. And I went to Jefferson in Waikiki.
Oh, okay.
I know. And then I went to Stevenson when I was 12, and then Roosevelt. And I started working when I was 12. That's crazy when I think about it now, because now I have a 12-year-old. And to think of him working, I'm like, no, not at all. But you'll know this, John. Makiki Drive-In before they close it down, where they serve the
Yeah.
burgers and everything. That's where I
Yeah.
worked. I told him I was 15. Yeah, I told him I
So
was
you're
15.
12 years old and you could pass for 15.
Yes, I know. It's the maturity, yeah. And and I just remember, like, every day my brother was a skateboarder. He would come and get food and with his friends, and but it was easy. I liked it, and I have been working ever since. Um, what else? Yeah, I started modeling when I was 15 in high school, and what else? Yeah, all my
Well,
family is
how did you get
on
into the
Oahu. Yeah.
modeling thing though?
hmm Um,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah.
So
So
how did you get into the modeling?
so these scouts that used to work at a modeling school, modeling agency, which later on I would become the director of, Susan Pages. I ended up being the director there, and they came to my school when I was 15. Asked me to if I would consider running in Miss Teen Hawaii, and that's what sparked it. I did. I didn't win. I placed in the top 5, which was nice. Camille DaCosta won that year, she's still one of my really great friends. But that sparked it. I started modeling. The more I did, the more I, you know, liked finding out what I liked about modeling. There's different areas. There's runway. There's the commercial print
Hmm.
and print work, and then there's on film, or the acting portion of it too. Definitely, the runway was my love. I mean, it it's the music and the live crowd, and
Yeah.
kind of like this, like if you mess up, you mess up. But it puts on that live show, and
Yeah.
bringing
That
it all together,
energy.
the music, the energy, yeah, and just all that goes into it, the choreography, everyone backstage. For some shows we would all have 1 or 2 dressers just for us, and the fittings and the details and the lighting, the music, and I know you guys know all about that, mostly with that mic, with that setup, that studio
Mhm.
there. So that was definitely what I loved, and I was able to do that for quite some time. I'm only 5'7", so that's considered short for a runway. But I could walk. I could walk actually pretty good. So I would I would lie and say I was 5'8", and get away with it. But I loved being on stage. I loved the whole, again, the energy, everything with it. So I did that for quite some time. I did print work and everything too. But you know what? Print work's different. Like for me, like I have my nose and everything. Like everyone films differently, and so for me, it's just awkward. Like, everyone's their worst critic. I think the one thing that I learned the most about modeling, or what I took from modeling, was I developed a very thick skin. it takes a lot to ruffle my feathers. It takes a lot, and you have the island girl on top of that, but it doesn't. I don't get all worked up very easily, and definitely to get uh, under my skin, it doesn't really happen. So I can say I'm thankful for that part of it.
Well, like, go ahead.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, yeah, being under, being a model, definitely, you're literally put under the microscope and you can get picked apart very easily, especially when you go out to gigs. They go, oh, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too white, you're too black, you're too purple, all those kind of
Yeah.
things. Yeah, it's like it can, you got to develop a thick skin if you want to, pursue a career in that kind of business, correct?
Right. Um,
Absolutely.
you mentioned earlier, like on a like previous podcast, um, that you worked for Liberty House for a long time. Um,
Yes.
how long were you working for them, and like how did that come about? Um, and also, what I don't know how to say this. Like, did it help you transition into anything else, like into like going international and all that?
hmm Yeah, it definitely did. I would do all of their commercials. There was about 20 of us that were their regulars. So we would do their high-end shows, which at that time was called Top Cream. And for anyone who doesn't remember the Liberty House, it's Macy's took over, but it used to be the store to go to. And
Hmm.
they had so many shows in-house and at hotels and performances. So we would be outer island all the time, going to all the different stores and doing events. But that one definitely, from all of their print ads. I mean, do you guys remember how many sales they had? There was
Oh
the
yeah.
rainbow sale. There was so many sales for every occasion in Hawaii. And so, we did all the print ads and everything. And that definitely opened up a lot of doors. Lavina ran everything having to do with at Liberty House for that market for all of us models, and she took very good care of us. But she was mean at times, which she needed to be.
Right.
I think that some of the best, women and men, in those positions have to be a little mean. But even with her,
Right.
she helped me develop that thick skin. She'd definitely tell me if I wasn't on it, or if something needed to change. And then Dean Christopher, he was the choreographer for all of the top shows. So he too, he'll tell you exactly how it is. He told me once, you see my forehead? It's kind of square. And so he's like, he goes, don't ever wear your hair back. He's like, you should actually just part it down the middle and never change it. So, but with that comes, again, you have to laugh at yourself. I don't take anything serious. I'm
Right.
45 now, and I actually love all the little lines. I love that I don't want to look like I'm 20 or, anything like that.
Right.
I like that, the aging gracefully, as
Yeah, the
gracefully as you,
natural look.
can. Yeah. hmm
It's like I'd rather look like a 45-year-old 45-year-old than a 23-year-old lizard. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yes.
All
Or the
shiny and your
cat.
face.
No, the
Yeah,
cat,
like a
when you start
cat.
looking like a
You
cat.
know.
Yeah. Yep.
um.
Totally.
So yeah, like I remember Liberty House always having like the rainbow sail, the white elephant, like all these like of course Christmas, Thanksgiving, everything on the planet, and you were a part of
hmm
that. So that's actually kind of cool. My mom would
Yeah.
used to
10
get
years.
catalogs forever for
Oh,
10
yeah.
years.
10
I mean, that's
years. Yeah.
crazy. So you
So,
did it from
be,
15 to 25?
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Right when in fact, I had my oldest son, he's 21 now. And right when I got my body back, which was pretty quick because I was young, he became a Liberty House model. So all the baby pictures, all the toddler pictures, because he was always with me. So I'm like, here. And so he
So
did
you
all
can
of
use
their toddler.
them.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, of course we're going to get paid. but, but,
Right?
yeah. But so I have all his baby pictures and toddler pictures of him in the catalogs too.
Like not
hmm
not that many people can say, yeah, I got like professional pictures for my baby pictures. You know what I mean?
I
Most of the time it's just like
know.
on the ground with the
Oh,
camera with the bulb, right?
hmm
But he's got professional pictures because of you. Um,
Yeah.
you mentioned
And
earlier,
stuff for
well,
Hilo Hades too.
Hilo Hattie, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
he
used
did.
to model for them too?
Uh-huh,
Jeez.
yeah.
Again, like
Because he
these
has
are
a
really
hapa look. Sorry.
right. You just put the the what you call that, the flower in your hair. It's like I got the hopper look. I'm good.
Right,
Um, so it appeals to everybody, right? Um,
right.
but yeah, so I mean, you work for some big companies in Hawaii, like Liberty
Hmm.
House turned into Macy's. Hilo Hatties was everywhere. They
Yeah,
had their own like uh, buses that would take Japanese and tourists to their shop.
Mhm.
So I mean, that was
yeah.
crazy. Um,
Hmm.
and I think you mentioned earlier, or I saw it in your bio that you worked one of your first photo shoots, like professional photo shoots, was with one of Hawaii's top photographers. What was his name?
Russell Tanoy, still one of
Russellton.
the Hawaii's top photographer. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly. Like, and
mhm,
so to have your first photo shoot with such a big name, like
mhm.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, and with him too, I learned so much, and I think that that's the part of it. I know last podcast we talked a little bit about school, and we didn't really dive into it, but for me, I don't like school. I never have. Like I don't. It's not my thing. To each their own. Everybody has their things that they're really good at or excel at, and for me, I knew I wanted to travel. I knew I wanted to make money and do something that I love, and explore and all of that goes along with it. And school for myself didn't have any part of it.
and so, well,
So
when you graduated in '93, it was basically just I want to get this done, get the piece of paper so I can start living real life. What did
mhm,
you do after high school?
yeah, I traveled quite a bit. I was already an instructor, a modeling instructor, teaching acting classes and modeling classes, and modeling full time. So I did that. Um, I mean, all the time. And I traveled a lot. Kim and I, my best friend, we would go to San Diego quite a bit and go to Mexico a lot when you could. And I started traveling. I ended up going to Japan and traveling all over Asia and living in Japan for a year and a half in Akasaka. And, it was the time of my life. It's by far, even to this day, my favorite place. Um, the only place behind it would be Snake Alley in Taipei, which is just a crazy alley full of the weirdest stuff you've ever seen, like crazy stuff you couldn't even make up. Um, but Japan was amazing. With modeling, you don't, with modeling, there's jobs, but not every day. And so that's probably the only time that I actually enjoyed school. I actually went to a Japanese language institute and took Japanese classes and got up to intermediate. I know a lot of vocabulary, but to put it all together, I haven't used it for some time. So, but Japan was amazing. I went to Singapore several times, Macau, the Philippines a few times, Taipei, Fiji. Fiji was so wonderful. That was for a national Samsung commercial,
Oh
and
wow.
they flew us all out there. Yeah, to a little island, Malolo Island, and we shot for a week to get one commercial, a 30-second commercial. And yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So all of these
Um,
trips
mhm,
and everything are like all expense paid. They send you
yeah.
out there. Samsung's like, we want to put you on an island where there's like Godzilla, like like iguanas
Yeah.
and all that. But yeah, you're gonna be out there for a week for a 30-second spot.
Yep.
I don't think I can handle that, man. Like,
No. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
yeah, but like there's like lizards everywhere.
Oh,
Everywhere
do you
you
not like
touch.
lizards?
Oh, I hate lizards. Oh my goodness,
That's
I
your
got a
thing? Oh
phobia.
my god.
And so
Of
if I was
only
to ever
lizards
go,
or other stuff too?
huh? Like
Of
lizards,
other.
frogs,
Uh,
like four-legged reptiles. Ugh. I like turtles though.
okay.
Maybe because they don't like act like lizards. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I could stay in like Malaysia or Philippines and all that
Hmm.
because they got some iguanas out there, man. It's crazy. Okay, so
Yeah.
like um, getting back to it because we know we're talking into like the whole high school thing. Like
Yes.
I remember going to class, and the reason why I'm saying this story is like Mark's already heard it like 6 times. Um, but the reason, like, so I'm sitting in class, and you and Kim walk in, and Kim is pretty. I like her,
Mhm.
but
She looks
when
like
you walk,
Marissa Tomei.
was that?
She looks like Marissa Tomei.
She kind of does. Yeah, she really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Dark black hair, everything. Um, and but when I saw you, you were like so angelic when you walked in. It was kind of like movies,
Mhm.
like not another teen movie or whatever, where the hair is golden and like there's like a permanent fan in front of you. And I was thinking,
Oh my
and I
god.
honestly thought like, wow, this girl is so pretty. I'm
Mhm.
never gonna hit on her. Now that's weird for me because back in high school I hit on everything,
Mhm.
like literally everything. Um, but at that point I was like, I'm never gonna hit on this girl. This she's just way above my pay grade. So we became friends because of that. Because I wasn't saying stupid stuff.
And
um,
because you were so nice, you have always been super like the same, like super nice, super funny. Yeah.
you heard her.
Yeah.
We got her on tape. She said I was
It's
funny. Not
totally
not too
funny.
many
And
people think so.
and then last when we were talking last time, it totally took like flashbacks. Like when you said, "Oh yeah, and I didn't wear shoes or slippers." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, he didn't." And totally walking around barefoot. I totally remember that.
Yeah, like for a whole year,
Hmm.
like literally a whole year, I was so determined not to wear any shoes or slippers or nothing. I was barefooted in the mud, on glass, everything, dude. I used to put out cigarettes with my feet. Like, that
Oh
was
my god.
gross. Looking back at it, I was like, how did I ever get a girl? But I did date this girl named Tammy Boyle, and she was like her, Vanessa, and like two other girls were like the most prettiest girls on the planet, right? Was
Aw.
well in Roosevelt, and I dated one, and I don't know how I did it. I really don't know how I did it, but we only dated for like 2 weeks until she was like, "Yeah, like you cool, but yeah, I need a football player." So,
Oh my
um,
gosh. No. And
no,
she's
yeah,
such a
no,
sweetheart. She lives on Guam. She has five kids.
wow,
Oh.
Yeah, I saw
you
her. I
stay in
went
touch
to
with her.
yeah. And I when I went to Guam, I got to see her and yeah, she still looks the same. She looks amazing
See,
and
that's what I'm saying.
still yeah, and still the same funny like her laugh. Do you remember her laugh? It was just
Yeah.
yeah, the best. And yeah, 5 kids.
Now keep in mind, it was my fault because she wanted to date me,
Mhm.
but she had her sister and like this group of girls around her, and
Mhm.
my group was like Jason Tavares and Kimo Young and all that, and they're all the rapper dudes, and so they kind of didn't mix. So I was in the middle because I was like the Guns N' Roses guy, um, but yeah, I bless her heart. She gave me a chance. 2 weeks later, we were broken up, and then like a week later, she was dating like the third string quarterback.
Mhm.
Um, but she deserved it. He paid attention. Um, well, good for her. Now I know
Yeah,
what she's doing. So, but yeah, she was so pretty, dude. But
yeah.
anyway, that's how I met Vanessa, and that's how we became friends.
Mhm.
Um, and then through the years, we lost touch. It just so happens I don't know how. I think you know what? Thank God for Facebook.
I know.
Um, and then that's how we linked up again, and now we're having this conversation. So
And
um,
yeah.
after the modeling, like international modeling, to like I don't know if you're still doing. Are you still modeling at all, or what are you doing
So, yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. No, I'm not.
now?
I always enjoyed being behind the scenes, really honestly, with all the girls, even at 18 when I was teaching the young preteens. It's the self-confidence portion of it and the self-development portion of it that is, when they talk about someone's passion, that truly is my passion. And I think I learned so much and got so much from modeling. And, a lot of times people say that there's this bad um, rap that comes, for people who model or things that have happened and everything. I've never had any, I've had some bad experiences, but not to the extreme of people say, I was able to learn from each of those, but definitely at 18, I was teaching, preteen girls ages 6 through 12. And just seeing that they're like a sponge and they just want, one, they want attention, and
Mhm.
two, whatever they're going to be shown and seen, they're not going to take it all in, but they are going to take a lot of it in.
Yeah.
And, if that can be a positive message, if that could be, helping them develop who they are, not someone else, but, develop who they are, then for me, that's, amazing. Um,
Well, I think especially with modeling, you have to go. Depends on who's teaching you. If you
mhm,
have a really harsh, um, I guess, mentor,
Mhm.
then you learn that side of the industry. If you
mhm,
have somebody that's an actual mentor that says it's going to be hard, but you can get through this, then it becomes a learning thing. It becomes
yep.
a positive role. Um, Instead of just yelling at somebody, no, you got to walk this way, and you got when you're actually sitting and say, okay, that's not how you do it. Okay, let me teach you. That's when it becomes positive. I think
Mhm,
that's your stance on how you do it. Um, so when you got girls that are like 16, 18,
mhm,
even younger sometimes, when they want that confidence, but they don't know how to get it, like
mhm,
going to a certain mentor that really want to help really
yeah,
kind of helps them get through that time of life. So yeah,
absolutely.
I think it's positive. Um,
Yeah.
in modeling and acting, well, especially modeling, it gets a bad rap because um, again, like body image, you got
Mhm,
to be perfect. It's not about being perfect. Like I again talking to you and how you um, would be teaching and mentoring them,
mhm,
hearing some of the other models that go through these things, they're like, well, I gain confidence because even though I'm not a size 1 or a size 0,
yeah.
I can still be positive at a size 5 or 6 or whatever it is. Um, so I don't know. I think you can take the positive if the positive is there.
Yeah.
So, um, but that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so you've been you've been teaching and I guess mentoring models and pageants, right?
Mhm.
Like pageant contestants. So basically, you took from what you were doing back then to what you're doing now.
Yeah. Even in Hawaii, I was, training all of the cherry blossom pageant contestants.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
yeah, Miss Hawaii, Miss Teen Hawaii, um, yeah, bringing them into, our runway rooms, working on the interviewing skills. There's a lot that goes into it, but again, developing who they are and their self confidence and how they can shine. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's very rewarding, but just knowing that I'm able to, honestly give back to um, the young ladies who want it, who genuinely want it.
Hmm.
Even when I was teaching and when, as a school director, I love to give scholarships to for the most part, single dads and single moms as well, because they're the ones that the kids need it the most. They really, really do. And to be able to give back to them and give them a full scholarship, so that they can, their daughter, their sister can
Right.
develop who they are and be the best that they possibly can. You know, it's a good thing. I was thinking of both of you though, because when I first started talking to you, John, about being on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't draw. I don't have any comic books. All my brothers do. Everyone has comic books, but I was like, oh man. But I was thinking, with modeling, so all of the events, the promo models, we
Hmm.
did a lot of that, and those were our kind of fill-ins. So you have your big shows, but your fill-in jobs are like the um, marketing jobs, or you
Right.
go
Right.
and do informal modeling, which is passing out things or helping advertise a new product.
Hmm.
So all of the promo jobs and event jobs at all of it would be something like a Comic Con or all of the car shows and everything. we would do all of those, and those are a blast because they would
Oh
call
yeah.
us hooks. They would be like, you guys are the hooks. So we hook in the people, and then as soon as we get a conversation going, we step out.
Right, and then
And
let the
whoever,
salespeople talk.
yes, and it works every single time. And you would think like, no, there's no way that was still going to work. It does. It
It
totally
does.
does. It totally
Like
does.
even at comic book conventions, there's like there's this thing called cosplay, and it's basically just costume. People. It doesn't have to
Hmm.
be girls or like women. It can be men that dress up like Iron Man or whatever.
Right.
But a lot of times, it's the ones that dress up like Wonder Woman, the ones that dress up like Catwoman or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Um, it they're the ones that grab the attention. Oh, can I get a
Yeah.
picture with you? Yeah, sure. Let's get a picture in front of you know, the comic book sign or whatever. So that way, again, like you said, it hooks them in, and then
Yeah.
oh yeah, we got. So what character are you? Oh, I'm a character in this book, and the book is only $5 or whatever. Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
So, and then I went to a few beauty conventions, and
Mhm.
yeah, they're all over the place. Like Clinique, hi, have you tried the
Yeah.
new Happy? Right?
Yep.
It's like no, that's for a girl, right? But I love the smell. Like there's little um, samples that I used to get at Liberty House.
Right.
Oh God, I used to just walk out of there like with my shirt full with them. But yeah, no, that see, there's different levels to modeling that people don't
Mhm.
understand. That it's not just big runways and Paris and France and all that. Um, there's actually like local stuff that you can do to get yourself out there that will get you recognized. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so it's pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
what are you
And
doing? What are
speak.
you doing now?
Okay.
Like, are
Mhm.
you working for a company that does modeling and all that kind of stuff?
So that's a great question. No, but I'm still recruiting. So I've always, as a agency director and a modeling school director, I've always been recruiting. And if I see a girl or guy that has a lot of potential, my job is to, get them in and make sure that they have all of the training and everything that they possibly can to land jobs. So I do the same thing. I'm a recruiter, but for business. So not quite a headhunter, so not on that level yet, but
Hmm.
I'm a recruiter. So I every day place people in their dream jobs. And I say that, and I know it sounds corny, but I went into that business thinking, okay, I am always for uh, the person who wants it the most, or the person who, really maybe doesn't have the skills or didn't go to school, but they come with it with that confidence, or they're like, I know I could do that job. Those are the people that I love and I work hard for, and I make sure that they get the job that they want. If they, have that drive and they're saying, yeah, I can do it, and can you help me? Yeah. And so every day I place people in their dream jobs.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Um, See, like I don't know. I think you'd have to look good. Like you look great. Like I don't think I could go out there and go to like guys and girls. Hey, you want to be a model, man? Like they'd be like, "What are you talking about? I'm gonna pepper spray." Um, so like, how do you recruit people? Like, do you actually go down to the beach and get that surfer kid that you're like, "Oh, you got the right stuff. I think you should check this out," or
Hmm.
like, do they come in? Do they come to you? Like, how does that recruitment work?
Yeah, there's no set way that it works. A lot of times we'll see someone, or it's now at my age, it's a lot of the daughters or sons,
Mhm.
and their friends or their girlfriends that are, at that, not only at that age. I mean, there's all ages, of course, but it just depends. Not too long ago, I had for the Census Bureau, one of the top agents, Ryan Brown in Hawaii. He had called me, and he said, "Listen, Census Bureau in San Diego needs Fijians and Micronesians, and can you find me some?"
Oh,
And I'm like, "Oh yeah, easy, right?"
in San
No,
Diego?
no.
You can
First of
find them
all,
everywhere in Hawaii.
everybody, at least 20, 25 people said, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, oh my God, in Hawaii, like every every 5 feet. Like, you know,
right?
I'm like, what? Yeah. So, and that was for the Census Bureau. So, scouting and recruiting for that was probably one of the latest, hardest ones, just because, yeah. So, a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of people who know other people, and then finding a mixture. There was a lot of hoppas. So yeah, it just all depends.
Well, I mean, okay, so the hapa. Wait, okay, for people that don't know,
Hmm.
I mean, everybody I think in the chat is from Hawaii, but just in case, hapa means like half and half or mixed blood, where you can
Hmm.
have Caucasian and Japanese, Caucasian and Micronesian or whatever. Most of the time it's Caucasian, right? But you
Hmm.
can have Filipino and Japanese or whatever. It's just a mixing of the um, of bloods. So um, a lot of times, like I think, especially in the mainland, they're looking for that hopper look because it's more universally accepted to
Hmm.
have kind of a Caucasian look to you. Um, Unless they really want like Fijians and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah,
Right.
you wouldn't think that it would be hard, but it's kind of hard. I don't think I've ever seen anybody like that in San Diego,
Yeah. I'm like, I even
right?
went down to Mira Mesa. Mira Mesa, I'm like looking everywhere. And, I don't know if you know this, John, but my oldest son, the 21-year-old, his dad's pure Filipino from the Philippines. So my oldest son is half Filipino. So Filipinos, we got it down. That's no problem if they
Right? We're from the
need that
Bay
for the
Area,
census.
everywhere,
Mm-hmm. Mira Mesa, Imperial Beach, all good.
right?
Yep.
Imperial Beach, yep.
Yep. But that was, fun, but it was again kind of hard to find what was
Right.
needed for that one. What was the other thing that I was going to tell you that I thought of you too when I was thinking, oh, okay, what would relate? Um, I did a
Like Chubby.
stunt work. Yeah, I did a lot of stunt work when I was younger, maybe about 2021. And I don't know if you guys remember, like back in the day, Richard Grieco. He was like with
Dude, Booker.
yes. Okay, and
Yeah,
wait, do you remember he came to Hawaii and had a show named it was
I
Marker?
know. I remember that show. Yeah, like it
Okay,
ran like one season, but yeah,
right, right. So there was a lot of those, right? There was the one Bird of Paradise with the beautiful
Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah.
yes, yep. So we worked on all of those shows, Kim and I. So, because it's easy just to do the background, you make 125 a day.
Yeah, you
But I
just
also
walking
did
around.
stunt work. Yeah. So, like Richard Grieco's stunt double on Makapu Point,
Hmm.
would right where the lighthouse is, they put down mats and there's a helicopter. And so his stunt double kept jumping out of the helicopter, tackling me on the mats and over and over and over again. And thank goodness I'm such a tomboy and, have that Tita side of me from Roosevelt. So, and Papa Clea and, Makiki. So, yeah, I was pretty bruised up. But that was a lot of fun. It made me think of you guys too, just with the comics and all of the, action and everything in there
No, that's
too.
different. I draw that. You actually do it. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
but
her getting tackled from a helicopter?
That's
mhm,
Wow. See,
yeah.
like you mentioned all these old shows like Marker and Birds of Paradise, all that kind
Uh-huh.
of stuff. I remember, um, like I used to work. Well, I used to work security
Mhm.
at for well for a few shows for North Shore that had forgot I forgot who, but Jason Momoa was on it. He was a
Mhm.
bartender with dreads and everything.
Yep.
Um, and then there's Baywatch Hawaii.
Mhm.
Anything that was done at the Diamond Head Sound Studio,
Yeah.
I was the guy, the security guy that looks over their cars in the morning. So when they used to
Nice.
come in at 5 o'clock in the morning, hey, what's up, man? Say what's up, dude. I didn't think anything of it because Jason, what's up, Jason? So, bro,
Mhm.
and um, and then I was working security on a TV show called Hawaii. It was kind of like Hawaii 5 O, but they couldn't use 5 O, so they just
Right.
called it Hawaii.
I don't
And it was for
remember that
NBC
one.
Studios.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I was drawing, and the art director actually came by because he parked his car. Say, "What's up,
Mhm.
John?" I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Oh, dude, I didn't know you can draw." And he's looking at my stuff, and then, of course, because it's comic book, it's all human bodies. He's like, "Can you draw like those? What are they called? It's
No.
like sketch artists that oh, what does his eyes look like? And, like the
No.
suspect, like
Oh yeah.
like this, yeah." He's like, After your shift, come into the office." So I was like, all right. So once I got off my shift, I went into the office. He put down like four pictures of these guys. Like, okay, can you draw this? Don't make it too perfect, um, but just kind of sketch it out. So I sketched it, and they actually used it in the background of
Nice.
the precinct. Like sketch artists. Oh, does he look like this? Does he look like that? And
Oh,
so
that's
after
neat.
that, yeah, and so after that, he actually offered me a job, and I was working in the art department for that show. Now, we actually filmed 12. Like we had 12 in the can, but I think only like 3 or 4 episodes actually aired. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so that's how I got my break into that. And then of course, like after my job was done, there's like, I don't know, man, you want to be an extra? I was like, all right, because I knew the
Hmm.
casting assistant.
Yeah.
Um, and so that was fun. You get paid to
Yeah.
like just hang out. Like literally, you get paid
Right.
to hang out. Right?
Just hang around and yeah, eat and chat and talk and yeah.
You go to craft service, you eat a sandwich.
Hmm.
6 hours later, okay, let's check the gate, and we're
Yeah.
done. We're wrapped today. Everybody be back here tomorrow. It's like we're gonna be back
Yeah.
here at 6 o'clock. I'm an extra. I don't wear makeup, right?
Hmm.
There's no makeup time, but they want you there, um,
Yeah.
just in case oh, we're losing the light or some bullshit. Um, and so I remember like the process. To me, it was like it gave me time to draw because
Hmm.
what else are you gonna do for 6 hours waiting in the extra room, where they
Right.
put all the extras. Um, and then you get to be on set. Okay, everybody, back to one and action.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun. Um,
But it's easy. And, I would tell a lot of the young ladies and young men too. I'm like, yeah, if you don't have any, like regular job or going to school and you have a few extra days, go for the experience too. I mean,
right?
you learn a lot being on set, just like you would anywhere else. I mean, you're, learning and watching and doing. So, yeah. And it's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, no, I used to tell people because they're like, how do I get in? It's like, dude, I can set you up with the casting director because I do gigs for him.
Hmm.
Like, cause he was a promoter too, so I do my DJ gigs for him. Um, and so I get him in, and they're like, "Oh, but you only get paid like $100." It's like, yeah, but if you get pegged, so all you got is like, I got paid $700 to say he's right over there.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like that
Hmm.
extra because you're speaking roles, so it's a bump, and I got paid $700. I was like, dude,
Yep.
sweet.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're living in San Diego, and I looked at your
Yes.
profile on Facebook, and you still do a lot of charities.
Yeah.
You do a lot of charity work that has to do with like a connection to Hawaii.
Hmm.
Um, like, can you elaborate on some of the things that you've done, like here in San Diego? See, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people when they move away from Hawaii, yeah, we
Hmm.
still got that Hawaii in our heart, but we don't do
Right.
anything for the community.
Yeah.
But you found a way to do Hawaii stuff here in San Diego. So if you
Hmm.
can elaborate on that first.
Yeah, I mean, with the organizations that I work with or help out with, they're all, again, to give back and to help. No doubt that I always share with people that I'm from Hawaii. I think, it's part of us and so much comes with it. The amount that we want to give and the true um, laid back or way that we are with our personality too. But I work with quite a few organizations that give back to a lot of women. Leap for Success is one, and then of course the pageants mostly for Miss Vista, for the teen and for Miss are nonprofit. So none of us staff get paid. We do it because we love the girls, we love youth, we love what it means to give back and to help all of these young ladies develop into the best that they can possibly be. But with them, there's a lot of island girls, a lot of locals. too. I don't know why there's so many here in San Diego, but it's great. Um, and then with other things that we do, it's a lot of personal things with my boys. We love fishing, we love being outside, we love all of the things that come from being at home, being in the water. My favorite place in the whole world is being in the ocean, Pacific Ocean, like actually in the water. That's my happy place. But the more that we can give back and do, there's a lot of other organizations that I help with, but they are all to, of course, for everybody. But if it can be and benefit and let people know from Hawaii that move here too, that we're here, and we definitely want to be able to share our experiences here and with the Pacific Ocean, with places like you both talk about, with the pier. That place is amazing, the fact that you can fish off the pier, and there's a lot to do, a lot, here, little local markets, 88 Ranch and little Ohana, places and places to get local kind grinds. Those places, as anyone would know from Hawaii, our food means the world to us. So I know, John, when you post things, I'm like, except for those boiled peanuts, that totally grossed me out.
Oh, me too.
But
Trust me.
I'm like, I don't think I could do a boiled peanut ever again. But I still have the rice cooker. So I moved here 10 years ago. And I still have the rice cooker that I took on the plane with me in my bag, and it cracked on the bottom. And I refused to buy another one because that's my rice cooker. So yeah, our food means a lot to us. So however we can give back, and we do, with anything that I can help out with, whether it's a 1 day, fest. I've done quite a few 5Ks to help my girlfriends who are going through things. And yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, that's we have a saying over here, like, spread the aloha virus.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the things that you do, like, you spread the aloha spirit no matter where you go, no matter where you live, Japan, Hawaii, and then here in San Diego. And I think that's really, really exceptional. Because, yeah, I was looking at some of the stuff that you do. I'm like, dude, she ran a 5K. I can't even walk a 5K.
I know. Well, it's a walk run. It's like this made up thing, has a little local spin to it.
A little walk.
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
duck.
You remember when, oh my gosh, when you would put the slippers on your hands to make yourself run faster?
Right?
Yeah, I totally think that works. I got to tell you guys a funny story. When I moved here, Diego, my little one, well, not so little anymore, 12 years old, I put him in kindergarten. And so he was going to Breeze Hill right here in Vista. And first day of school, I get a call to go, and there was an office, and they're like, Miss Buyson, you need to come and either pick up your son or bring him a change of shoes. I'm like, oh, why? I'm like, oh, did his slippers break already? I'm like, wow, day one. I'm like, go figure. And they're like, excuse me? They're like, you sent him with flip-flops to school. I'm like, yeah, and they're like, we have a no-toe show rule here. You need to put him in shoes.
Is that a
And
rule?
I totally, yes. I started cracking up. I'm like, not.
Not. No lie.
I'm like, are you kidding? I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, even when I went to go take him shoes, because I'm not about to pick him up, I was like,
Right.
I'm like, no, he's going to think that anytime he can, I can go and pick him up. But I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, that's just crazy to me.
That
Yeah,
is crazy.
that
Like,
was pretty
Hawaii. Again, I
Yeah.
went a whole year without shoes or flip flops,
Right.
like slippers.
Right.
And nobody said a damn thing. Not
No.
not even like a teacher or anybody, not even my counselor, which, by the way,
Yeah.
I'd see every single day. Like, would ever talk about my feet.
Right.
What is it called? The no
No-
show.
No toe show rule. Like, you can't show your toes. I'm like,
Oh my
what?
god. Why? Because it sexualizes.
It's a
Sexualizes women
liability.
and men.
No, I
Oh
don't
my
know about
goodness.
tripping or something. I'm like, oh, he can master the slippers. Don't worry. But I was like, that's just crazy to me. I could not get over it. Yeah, in Hawaii, while I was also teaching modeling classes and modeling, I taught at Waiokela preschool for the little ones, the keiki, and we wouldn't let them wear shoes. Like when they come in the morning, they put their slippers, on the side on the rack outside the door,
Right, right.
and they don't get them back until mom or dad picks them up. And
Well, yeah.
so on the
Is that
playground, in the
normal?
classroom, they're barefoot. And I mean, we always told parents, it's not a liability. They're able to, you know, less accidents, climbing
Right.
on stuff or
They can
walking, and you
grip
don't
with their
have.
toes, monkeys.
Yes. Oh my God. So the other day I told Diego, he was in his room and he was trying to pick something up. I go, someone's from Hawaii when you start picking up stuff with your toes and your feet. And he's like, for real? And I go, yeah. And so he was,
Right.
I peeked in there and he was picking up stuff on his floor with his toes. I'm like, we cook with our chopsticks, we do everything with our chopsticks, and we pick up stuff with our feet.
Right. If you're really good, you can pick up a whole brick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've never heard of that rule, but I guess, well, again, in the mainland, it's different. Like you, I moved here about 10 years ago, and like Hawaii is pretty bad at traffic now, but when
Mhm.
10 years ago, it wasn't as bad.
Right.
Especially when we were growing up, you know, yeah, it wasn't so bad. But like in the mainland, oh my god, like there's no aloha, like people just
Mhm.
zip and go and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a different culture. Um, and I don't know, like I look back at like all the things that we used to be able to do in Hawaii that we can't do here, like go to school with no shoes. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yep.
they don't care if I step on glass. They're like, dude, you're in public school. You can do whatever the hell you want. Just be in class. You don't have
Yeah.
to learn anything. As long as you play
Yep.
football, whatever, we'll just pass you.
Yep.
But I didn't play football, so. Um, but yeah, like okay, so getting back to you. Um, so what is your? Because right now you just got done putting together the pageant, which
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in that. What's your next
Yes.
project and what's upcoming for you?
hmm So for the pageant or for the girls, it's year round. So this past weekend, we got everyone together to talk about the week, talk about the year and the events. So usually we would be now planning, the Vista Parade, the Oceanside Parade. We participate in
The
all of
parade?
that. But everything's
Right?
canceled this
Oh,
year. So
of course.
it's this year looks a little different, but we still met up and went over what the year looks like. And we're still going to plan activities, just everything virtual. So that takes care of the entire year, is making sure that part of them being in a pageant is the public speaking,
Right.
being out in the public, and then giving back to the community. So teaching them so that they can then take what they've learned and use it, forever.
Well,
So
well, I think
yeah.
that's great that it is. Again, people think of pageants like Miss Congeniality, you
hmm
know, like that kind of thing where it's just about being pretty and being nice. They don't understand that like the contestants, they go through a lot of training. They go through a lot of charity work for the community.
Yep.
Um, they learn how to speak in public and speak knowledgeable about certain things.
hmm
Um, like again, you think of, oh, what would be the your ultimate date? And then Miss Congeniality, she's like, I think May 27th because the sun is shining and it's really
Oh
nice
yeah.
out. They think of contestants like that.
hmm
Um, but in
Yeah.
reality, they're very educated. They're like 4.5 students,
Oh yeah.
you know.
hmm
And so to
Have
develop
their
that kind of talent,
masters.
right? They got their master. I mean, to
Yep.
develop that kind of talent at that level, I mean, I think that's wonderful. Um,
Yeah.
and especially because you teach them that it's not just about you; it's about everybody
Right.
else in your community. Um,
Yeah.
again, I just thought it was so fascinating because we don't get to hear the insides about it.
Yeah.
When nobody really
Right.
thinks about it. They just think,
Right.
oh, she's pretty, the gown is nice, all that
hmm
kind of stuff. Um,
There's so much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a whole. It's like an iceberg. You see the
Hmm.
tip, but you don't see what goes below it. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, just there's a lot that goes behind it. So
Yeah.
very cool.
And
Um,
something I think that's a little different to things that we do in Hawaii, or we talk about it a lot, but yes, the aloha, but also our ohana, our family. Um, I've always wanted to be a mom. I love being a mom. That's probably my number one. It is my number one job, and I love it. I love being a mom of boys. So, um, but even with Diego, I take him, and even when Juan was younger, he would be at the agency all the time with me.
right.
They learn a lot of life skills, I think, of just being cordial, polite, people skills, being able to talk with people and not being shy.
Hmm.
That is one thing I see with both of my boys, too, that, those things you only learn if you're doing them. And so,
Right.
like, even with Diego, with all of the events that I have to go to chaperone all of these girls, um, I take him with me and he gets to know everyone. He's not shy, he's hilarious. Both of my boys have such great
You
personalities,
must
but
love
I,
him.
yeah, oh, he does. Yeah, he totally
like
loves it.
like if my mom was a like pageant coordinator or whatever, and I
Uh-huh.
get to talk to all the contestants and their sisters, I'd
Yep.
be like, oh my god, this is heaven. Like, how
Totally.
you doing?
Yeah. And yeah, so that part of it too, I think, I mean, everyone's different, but for me, not separating work, like he comes to work with me all the time at as a recruiter at Pride Staff in Carlsbad. He comes to work with me all the time, and pretends that he's in his office. But it's like I want him to be able to see with both boys, to see what I do, and to see, how to go through your day, how business is, how, what happens, because you learn so much, hands on.
Right.
At least I did, because again, I didn't like school, so it had to be hands on.
Well,
Hmm.
does he have? Because I know you have two sons. One is 21 and one is 12, right?
Yes,
Wow, like you literally flipped that. Um,
I know,
so at 12
right?
years old, does he know what? Does Diego know what he wants to do already, or he's just like
So yeah, he does. And Mark, how old is your daughter?
Mark? How old is your daughter?
16.
16.
Oh, okay, so she's a little older. So Diego's a young Juan, my older son Roman, we call him
Mm-hmm.
Juan, was always a very mature, uh, again, not shy, fearless, um, guy, young boy. Um, Diego is opposite. Diego is like my dreamer, and so he head in the clouds all the time. But he's straight A's. But he's hilarious. He cracks me up. Like seriously, both of them crack me up. But he wants to be a paleontologist still. So dinosaurs. He wants to
Right.
dig up dinosaurs, and that has never changed. And even going, he'll be 13 next week. Yeah, he wants to be a paleontologist, and he does tell me, he's like, "Mama, you know how you go into an office every day and you have to dress up? I don't want to do that." He's like, "I want to. I want." He's like, "I want to dig up bones. I want to find dinosaurs."
Right. I want to wear cargo shorts and wear a big
Yeah.
hat and just
Yep. And
with a
travel.
brush and a pick and just brushing.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Like my nephew, um,
Hmm.
he's into dinosaurs. He's
Hmm.
like 3 years old and he can actually name like, oh, that's a plesiosaurus and all this kind of stuff. Like it's ridiculous. I'm like, no, that's like a T Rex. No, that's a blah 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 blah. Like it looks like a T Rex to me. So anything
Hmm.
that looks like a T Rex is a T Rex. But he can
Right.
actually name the specific one. So that's actually kind of cool that he already knows what he wants to get into.
Yeah. And
What
it
about
hasn't changed.
right? Every probably since he was 2 years old, playing
Oh,
with
totally.
dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Um,
and his dad coaches. Of course, this year is different because everything's put on
right,
hold.
right.
But his dad coaches all the flag football and has been coaching him for 5 years. So even last year when he's on the field, because Caesar's right next to him, his dad's right next to him,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
he comes up. He goes, "Do you know what your son asked one of the other boys?" Now, mind you, they're all pretty big boys, but he towers over all of them. He's like a foot taller than everyone, but
Okay.
he's in the huddle, and Caesar said he looked at the other boys and he's like, "Does anyone here like dinosaurs?" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Yep, that's him."
Blue 32, blue. By the way, do you like dinosaurs?
What? You want
Hike,
to come
hike.
over and play dinosaurs? Yeah.
Well, hopefully, when like life gets back to normal, and because I'm a big football fan,
Oh,
and
nice.
I would actually come here to San Diego and watch Mark's I guess nephew-in-law,
Mhm.
his wife's brother's son. He plays
Okay.
flag football, and
Okay.
I would literally come to San Diego. I would drive 5 hours just to see um, him play a football game. It was like a half an
Mm.
hour, and then of course I'll
Oh,
stay a couple of days. But my main focus was just to go watch a football game. So
yeah.
hopefully when all of this settles in, when we get back to normal a little bit, like I'll come down, I'll drive, I'll take the drive and watch his son
That'd
play.
be
I'd love
awesome.
to.
That'd be
Um,
awesome.
so with Juan, I don't know
Mhm.
why do you call him Juan?
It's his middle name.
Oh,
It's his
okay.
middle name.
Because
So
I
he's
saw that
a
his name was Roman.
yeah, he's a junior, and so his
Oh,
dad is also Roman. So
got you.
I just ever since he was little, we called him Juan.
Just
And
call
you know
him Juan.
when he was born, his auntie Chantel, one of my best friends, she came to the hospital and she's like Juan. She's like wonton soup. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so Hawaii, right? There's no one named Juan. And so I'm like, no, Juan. She's like, oh my gosh, I thought you meant like Won, like wonton. And I'm like,
Juan.
no.
Just because I'm from
Um,
Hawaii.
I know. And poor thing, it ended up being his nickname, still is his nickname, that and Taco. But they don't get to pick their nicknames. So
Right.
yeah.
What is he doing, or like is he still in school, or what's going on
No,
with him?
so he is similar to me, and but then he has the part of his dad too. He's not does not have a love for school. He did really well in school, but just doesn't have a love for it. He told me I can't, um, and that's why you won't see any postings about it. I will say that he is in law enforcement
Oh,
at a
okay.
very young age. Yep, and but with everything going on, no details.
Right,
But
right.
yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so he's like Secret Service, CIA kind of law enforcement.
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Well,
he
his
goes
dad
into
was.
dark tunnels and
Yeah.
talks to people like this. Like, yeah, you get the
Hmm.
microphone.
Yeah.
Eagles in
His.
flight. We got eagles in
I
flight.
wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, maybe someday. His dad was a 27 years federal U.S. Marshal, so
Oh
he
wow.
definitely has. Yeah. He definitely.
So
There's
he
only
yeah.
14 of them in Hawaii, and so his dad was one of them. And
Wow.
so he has that drive, I think, or that from his dad. But when he was right when he turned 17, his dad and I let him sign papers. So he actually joined the Army National Guard at a very young age, as soon as he could. And the day after graduation, he was at boot camp in Georgia. And then he went
Wow.
to Jordan. Yeah, he went to Jordan for 11 months and was overseas for 11 months and served. So he's done a lot. He's only 21.
Jeez. Well, I mean, he knew what he wanted to do. He
Hmm.
knew he needed the training, so he's like, I'm as soon as I can get my diploma, getting it out.
Yep.
Where is Jordan? Fallujah?
I don't know.
I don't know where
No.
Jordan
Yeah,
is.
I'm horrible at
I know,
geography.
me too. I'm thinking like Middle East, though. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, okay. Well, let's not talk about him.
I
I don't want to
know.
see a red dot come out of nowhere. Like, what is
Right,
that?
right,
Um,
right. But I'm
um,
really proud of him. He's done an amazing job.
no, it seemed like I'd love to meet your son one day. They seem like really
Hmm.
nice, kids, and I
They
don't
are.
doubt that you're a great mom. So,
Thank
um,
you.
but yeah, like I was just again reading your bio and seeing that you live in San Diego, which I come to visit my brother all the time. So,
Hmm.
um, and I literally stayed with him for 4 months. I don't know how he didn't kill
Right,
me and bury
right.
me in the underneath the pool.
Mhm.
Um,
Came close.
came real close. You know, just seeing this like walrus like body
Stop.
in his living room, sleeping on the ground every day. Um,
Oh my God.
but yeah, I didn't realize that you were so close. I was like, oh
Mhm.
man, we could have like hung out. You know what I
I
mean?
know. I know.
Um,
I would, like I said, I was like, oh, maybe he wants spa today. And I was like, the day just got so crazy. There was only two of us in the office, so I was
right.
like, man. But
Well,
yeah, if you're around, for sure.
I'm gonna be here till Saturday. Of
Okay.
course, Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I can make some time. But
Okay.
I got a question. Like, why did you decide to move to San Diego of all places? Because from
Yes.
Hawaii, you
Hmm.
know. So why San Diego?
Yeah. Both dads are from San Diego, so I have two sons, two dads. Um, my oldest son is half Filipino. My youngest son is half Mexican. And both dads I met in Hawaii, but both are from San Diego.
Do
And
they
so
live
they
here
want,
now?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so they both wanted to come home. All of their families are here, and like as you probably know, with the Filipinos, they have huge families. The same with
Right,
Mexican, they have huge families. So
right.
both wanted to come home and be closer to their family. And all of my families, on on the Big Island, Maui, and Oahu.
Hmm.
So and they're all still there. So it was definitely hard, and I tried to go back. I was there last year visiting Kim. I stayed with Kim. Um, and I try to go back as much as I can. Obviously, this year's not happening. Um,
Right.
but we decided to bring the boys here for the education and to be with family and just with the thought that if we really didn't like it or if we could always go back home. So I ended
Right.
up staying. Yeah.
Or if like a zombie apocalypse happened, you could just get in a
Yeah.
car and move to like Montana. You don't have
Oh, I would love
to.
to move to. Oh my gosh, I would. And like you said, you're from Oregon, or your wife is from Oregon, Mark. And
Her
yeah,
family is there.
oh, okay. And my mom moved to Maui when she was 5. But
Mhm,
there's a lot of family in Washington and Oregon, and
mhm,
it's so beautiful. And just the rainy cold. It reminds me of Manoa. So before I moved here, we lived in Manoa for years, and
mhm.
I love the rain showers and just that cozy, yeah, valley feel.
See, the funny thing is, I love that rainy feel.
Hmm.
But I love Manoa, like
Hmm.
the Monopool company over there, like next to the Longs,
Hmm.
so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, there's so many good things, like hanging out up at that the Chinese graveyard, but you got to
Hmm.
drive up to the top. I mean, hanging out there, like, there's so many cool things in Manoa that I remember because I lived there my whole life, right? Like in
Yeah.
that area, Pakiki, Mo'ili, like that kind of thing. Um, I can't stand lizards, and
Oh,
they're everywhere in Manoa. Um,
I'm
but
shocked that you don't like lizards. Diego has a leopard gecko in his room, and that thing is so gross. It's so
oh my
gross.
god, like
Oh my
I
God.
can't do it. Well, see the
Mhm.
thing is like a little short story is because my mom is afraid of lizards, my grandma was afraid of lizards, and my brother. My dad, he don't care. Like he was like old school, like live by the river, so he
Right,
grab them, throw them away. But
right.
because I was there when my grandmother, which was like 4 foot even, um,
Hmm.
she got up on those two-step stool things
Yeah.
and tried to hit a lizard off of the ceiling with the broom. And because
Hmm.
and what's up there must come down. She hit it. It fell on her and broke her leg in front of me. So that's traumatic
Oh,
already.
yeah.
And then I'm sitting outside. Now keep in mind, my whole family lives in Haleiwa. We have a house in
Mm,
Haleiwa, which is
right.
like Lizard County, right? It's like
Totally.
like just backwoods. And so I'm eating my popsicle on my stoop, and a lizard from the tree, the mango tree, right on my lap, and it just freaked me out. So that's number two. And then
Isn't
of
that
course,
good luck? Wait, isn't that good luck?
it's not for me. And so everybody, like my mom, my brother, my dad. Well, not my dad, but my mom, my brother, my grandma, everybody. They are afraid. So at a young age, I got that instilled in me, and to
Mm.
this day, I can't. Ah! But you know, yeah, that's just me.
My thing is
Luckily,
centipedes. I can't centipedes. And living in Manoa where it's wet and
right.
cold. Ooh,
Oh.
I can handle the flying cockroaches, the lizards, the geckos, everything. But the centipedes, like no.
Like
And our centipedes are like this.
right. Hawaii
Yeah.
centipedes are like a foot long.
Yeah.
Like they
Like the other day, Diego's like, "There's a little centipede." It was like this. I'm like, "Okay, that's nothing. That's like, an inch." No,
it's like there's nothing compared to
no. We have the
the
kind where you hit it, where you snap it in half, and it becomes two.
and they just go along their way like nothing happened.
Yes.
Mark, what are you afraid of, Mark?
No,
What are you afraid of?
as far as what
Like lizards, centipedes, scorpions.
I don't like all insects, but like I don't know, maybe rats.
Well, okay, that's pretty big.
Like mice, not too
Hmm.
bad, but rats is a different story.
Well, rats can get like this
Yeah,
big and they're
like
gross.
we have like field mice, certain areas. Mice is okay, but I still don't like it. But rats are just like so dirty and ugh.
That's true.
I just,
Yeah.
Which is funny because Mark's dogs are like
Uh-huh.
this big. What kind of
So-
dogs are they?
Yorkie and a Chihuahua.
Yorkie and Chihuahuas. So they're about the
Oh,
size of a rat anyway. But
right,
they're cute
right.
though. They're cute. Um, yeah,
Is he giving you stink eye now?
yeah,
Is Mark
little
giving you
bit.
stink eye?
Nah.
Well, I love his dogs though. He knows that. I used to dog sit for them when they go on vacation and all that. But anyway, um, yeah. So your upcoming events and everything they're already
Mhm.
planned out. But again, you still have to do them. Is there anything
Yeah.
gonna be like kind of like how you had the pageants where you actually have to set up everything and the contestants are there or the participants are there, but just
Mhm.
not an audience, or is it all going to be online?
That's a good question. It with everything changing so much, um, we just are kind of, I think that's where that Hawaii part, we're just going with the flow, try not to, stress out too much. The
Right.
next thing would be the strawberry pageant, which is huge in Vista. And we
What is
have
that?
the strawberry pageant. Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
everything strawberries. And it's another pageant, but we pick a queen. And it's a pageant where it's Miss Strawberry pageant. And, but the whole city of Vista puts on everything having to do with strawberries. So strawberry pie eating contest. Everyone's dressed in red and pink, and there's a 5K. It's hilarious. Just huge strawberry. I mean, everything strawberries. Strawberry shortcakes, and all of the vendors come out, kind of like a taste of Vista, which we have also. Um,
Mhm.
but everything strawberries.
When is this?
So it got pushed back. So right now it's just to be determined, but usually it's a month ago.
You
Yeah,
did some one thing.
I
Well,
know.
hopefully, you whenever they please let me know so
I
I can take
will.
his family. Again, I come here all the
Absolutely.
time so I can take his family and go visit you in the strawberry, and you're gonna be
Yeah.
crowning a strawberry queen. You know what I
Yes, we
mean?
will.
The strawberry
Yeah.
queen. And
Yes.
and I love strawberries in any kind
Good.
of form. Ice cream, jams, uh,
Uh-huh.
cakes,
The chocolate and chocolate dip strawberries,
dip,
so
chocolate,
good.
strawberry.
Hmm.
See anything to make me fatter, I guess. But it's healthy because it's a strawberry, right?
Right.
So it's
The
healthy.
fruit.
It's
It's good for you.
a fruit. Yeah, it's good for you. Did you know that
Speaking of
strawberries is the
strawberries,
only strawberry is the only fruit that has the seeds on the outside of the fruit? Think about
oh,
that. Huh? So if you ever get a question like that on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, now you know it's the only fruit that has the seeds on the outside of the fruit. So anyway, um,
all of those shows I would lose. Wait, all of all of those shows with yeah, no.
see again in school, I thought she was like super smart in school. Apparently, I was wrong. She hated school.
Yeah, it just wasn't my thing. Nope.
Well, I mean, you had the
And I love
mindset of
to, yeah.
yeah. I mean, you had the mindset of just you want to jet set, you want to get out there and model and go to Japan and all these kind of places. Um, so there's certain things that you have to do in life, you know, Well, especially because you started modeling at 12, you started working at 12, you
Mhm.
know, flipping burgers, whatever. But once you got into modeling, you opened up your eyes and said, "Holy crap! There's so much more out there than just going to high school and hey guys, how you doing?" Um,
Mhm.
so now you you turn 15. Now you're looking at school like this is just I guess I gotta go. Or,
Yeah. It was
gotta
hard. Yeah.
yeah, you gotta get that piece of paper that said that you did 4 years, before
Right.
you get released to the public. Um,
Right.
but
And
at the same
everyone's
time, you're doing stuff.
different.
Yeah. So I mean, again, to me, it was just so interesting, and that's the reason why I wanted you to get on the show, especially because you work with charities and everything here in the mainland that helps spread the aloha spirit. You're an island girl to the heart, to the bone marrow, and you bring that everywhere you go. And
Yeah.
so, um, like when I think about it, like after you moved to San Diego, you didn't leave that behind. Like me, I
Mhm.
gotta tell you, dude, I kind of left it behind for a while.
Did you?
Because when I lived in Vegas, everything is so superficial
Yeah.
that you have to go out and hang out in the DJ booth and nurse a drink and do that. You got to buy $12,000 bottles and all this kind of crazy crap. You can't wear certain shoes, you can't wear a certain shirt. You have to have 3 or 4 girls per guy just to get into a club. All of these stupid, like superficial things. I got caught up into it because that's what I was doing at the time. And then
Mhm.
I got into like I was like, you know what? I had a falling out with my other DJ partner, and then I linked up with Mark, helping him do his gigs, and then we started traveling. And so we went to San Luis Obispo. We went to like basically up and down the West Coast. We did
Mhm.
Seattle. I mean, we're talking like when I say the West Coast, I mean like the West Coast, the whole like from
Right.
Alaska. um, I mean, it opened my eyes to where like we were doing all these gigs and everything, but I wasn't really sharing the low spirit anymore. And then I got out of that a little bit. I mean, I still do gigs here and there, but I
Mhm.
got into more artwork, doing comic books, doing tattoo designs, doing all these artwork things. And then it kind of brought me back to where what I used to love in high school. Because you remember when in high school I used to just draw all the time,
You were
and it
always
wasn't a
drawing.
yeah, it wasn't
And
a job.
and
I
you and
did
your
it for the love of it.
pencil. You and the pencil. Always, you know how you get it so short? I remember you always had your pencil.
Right.
Mhm.
And so like it's one of those. And then I got into that, and then again meeting Mark, even though we were from Hawaii, we never really met until we met in Vegas, and then we started doing this podcast and all this kind of stuff, really connecting back to the Hawaii connection, the Hawaii culture, the
Mhm.
Aloha culture. Ooh, hashtag Aloha culture. We
Yes.
gotta coin that. Um, and so now trying to give back to the Hawaii spirit, trying to give back to the Hawaii community. Um,
Mhm.
Even now, I still work with a lot of artists from Hawaii, even though I live in Vegas. I sent them the files, they color it, they bring it back. I put their name on the prints and everything, because I want to help the Hawaii market. So
Mhm.
yeah, for a little while there, I lost a little spirit, but I'm you know kind of bringing it back a little bit. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm so glad you got to spend time with us tonight.
Me too,
Finally,
and I'm so glad that the audio was working and you guys are
right?
so so
Like,
easy and I'm just very grateful that you guys invited me on. Um, there's not a big story, but I love, of course, home. I love the islands. I miss, home every day. Um, and thank you for taking me back, like you said, the Hanabata days, and everything that goes along with it. It's nice to go back and think about everything. It's fun and it's easy and you know, yeah.
well, well, like we tried for so long, like about a month.
Hmm.
Um, since promoting it first. Uh, Again, there's things that happen that's out of our control, and we have to deal with it mentally and spiritually, even physically. And then we're like, okay, you know what? This is just not the right time. and then we postponed it, and then we
Mhm.
postponed it, and then and then finally we got you on. So again, we want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We don't want to keep you too long. You know,
Thank
it's been
you.
about like an hour and 40 minutes
I
now.
know, but that's
Yeah,
how it is. You're just like,
right.
talking.
Once
Yes.
you start talking stories, like it's one of those again. The reason why normally the show, okay, technically the
Hmm.
show is supposed to go in an hour,
Okay.
right? But every time we start talking or we have, because I every time I say, yeah, this is gonna be a short show, we don't have a guest on, or this is gonna be a short show, Jake has to do this or Vanessa has to do that. We end up speaking for like 2 hours.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's kind of like
No,
when you
this
go
is
to a
awesome.
yeah, it's kind of like when you go to a Hawaii party, you start saying goodbye, and then you get stuck in a conversation. Half an hour later, you got to say goodbye to the next person. Half an hour conversation. You say goodbye to like 6 people. You're already there for 3 hours extra.
Yeah.
That's what
After all the
happens here,
hugs and honey. Yep.
right? But again, I'm gonna be here for like 5 days. I leave
Okay.
on Saturday. Um, I think maybe tomorrow, hopefully, we get to go down to Oceanside.
No, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, when he says we'll see, that means he's not gonna go.
All right. Well, I'm
No,
gonna be at work tomorrow, so if you guys want to come up, and there's a Surf Brothers Teriyaki, which is not even close, but kind
what
of
a surf
close.
brother.
It's right next door. If you
I
guys
like
want
the
to go over.
I have the one in Escondido too. I think the
Yeah, I
same
think
thing.
there's one in Escondido too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Carlsbad, I love Carlsbad.
Hmm.
Like every once in like the last time I was staying with him, um, when my car got that whole car situation,
Mhm.
um, he would let me borrow his car at night, and I'll just take a drive just by myself, you know, put in some CNK, gotta get away for a while to ease my head, right? And I'll drive, and then I'd end up in Carlsbad, and because I'll go from Oceanside, I'll just keep driving, right?
Hmm.
Then I end up in Pac Beach and Mission and all these kind of places, and then I end up in Carlsbad. But I love it because on both sides there's like little shops here and there, and
Yeah.
then there's ocean, like like there's the Pacific Ocean. So
Yep.
I love Carlsbad, and I think we went to a nightclub back in the days. I
Yeah,
forget.
there's a
Really?
bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Well, not no more. That's Boar. I see DJ at Boar's Crossing.
Forest
Uh
Crossing.
huh.
There's that one that looked like a house.
Oh, that was can't even remember the name now.
Yeah, me neither. But
It's
yeah,
a surf shop now.
it's a great little town. I love that place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got 5 days here, and sooner or later we can go to Korean barbecue or something.
Yes. Yes.
Again, anything to get me fatter. For some reason, like, I just want to put Tuscan and just do.
Stop.
I could go down to Oceanside. What is it? The Oceanside Marina.
Oh, the
Oh, I love that place. Yeah,
uh,
the
Harbor,
harbor,
Harbor.
the
The harbor,
harbor.
and just lay around with the seals.
And fish, and you can fish there too.
And poop in the water.
Stop.
So wait,
Oh my
you
God.
can fish there without a license?
No, that one you need a license.
Okay,
But
yeah, I know.
but on the pier you don't.
Yeah, the pier don't, and that's why I wanted to
Yeah.
go, but nobody let come with me because it's cold. So they're
Oh.
like, dude, there's no way we're gonna go out there, and I think you can fish out there all night too. Like
Yeah.
there's a night and day.
Yep.
Um, I kind of wanted to go at night because there's not that many people and you can just chill and talk. Um, but yeah, it's too cold now. I think we got to go in summertime. But yeah, I mean, I was hoping because I'm staying in San Marcos, um,
Hmm.
and it's like halfway from Mark's house, San Marcos, and then Oceanside.
Hmm.
So hopefully they can come out and we can go out to the ocean. I like to see the
Nice.
ocean.
Yes. At the harbor, I went with Juan's girlfriend. Speaking of, so she comes along and she helps me quite a bit with training all the young ladies as well because she's only 22. She just turned 22 also. She is the sweetest young lady ever. But we went paddleboarding in Oceanside Harbor, and those huge seals and sea lions,
Yeah.
because the water is so dark you can't see anything. holy cow, they just come up like right underneath. And yeah, I don't get spooked very easily, but that scared me because I can't see.
right? And also you see the hump come up to
Yeah,
the
we're paddling and you just see the huge thing come out. And I'm like how many are under there?
that was pretty bad. Just like a lot of people go down to Florida to go swimming with the manatees.
Mhm.
Like those things are huge, man.
Yeah.
Like they might just be playing around when they grab your leg and bring you down. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I love again. I love it over there. They got good fish and chips at the harbor.
Mhm.
Um, again, I don't know. It always comes back to food for me.
Mhm.
That's why I
You
got
know, it's an
this.
island thing.
That's an island thing, but it's
Yep.
also a me be trying to be fat thing. Like I'm trying to gain weight so I don't have to go skydiving. Like my friend
Oh,
Jack lost 110 pounds, and I bet him. I was like, dude, if you lose, like if you get under 200 pounds, I'll go skydiving with you. And he's almost there. And
oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
oh
you're
my
gonna have to
god,
go.
that means I gotta be 300, so so I can't go. So that way, oh man, I'm sorry, I can't go. I'm
Yeah.
350 pounds. I get to eat for free at the heart attack like hamburger place. So,
Oh,
but yeah. So again, thank you so much for joining us. I
thank
really appreciate
you.
you taking the time and really being patient with all the technical difficulties that we've had
You
earlier.
guys are the
Um,
patient ones.
no, Mark is the patient one.
Yeah, you
Like
are
Mark,
patient, Mark. You're very
Mark
chill.
sets all of this up.
Yeah.
I just sit here, talk for like an hour and a half, and then I go eat. I
Right.
go jack in a box or something. But yeah, Mark is really the heart and soul of this podcast. So again, I want to thank both of you for joining us
Yeah,
because
thank
I
you.
talk a lot.
We just yeah, I want to thank you. I know I didn't say much, but it seemed like you guys were vibing. So when you have that vibe, I don't like to interrupt the groove, but
Oh,
definitely wanna definitely wanna thank you for joining our podcast and sharing your story because that's what it's all about. Is just sharing, if not to people who are watching now, but people who might watch the replay, and just to give a little motivation to people who may have not left the island. That's one big thing I try and tell people. I know a lot of people, never ever want to leave the island, but some people want to, but just are scared to make the jump. And it takes
yeah,
people like us who have left the island, but it doesn't mean the island leaves us inside. But it just shows them that it can be done. You can travel the world like you did. You can see Fiji. You can see all these things. Live your dreams, and still have part of the islands in you, and you can always go back. That's what I'm saying. You can always go back home, even if you don't have family. You can always go back home. But to just show people that these things can be done from local girls, local guys who grew up the same, went the same school as you. That you can do,
yes,
you can do these things, and that's the main thing of the podcast, is just to kind of show people the way, and just show what we can do as a community, as an island, as a state, and just as individuals. So we commend you for sharing your story, and we really appreciate you.
thank you.
That was really
Uh,
good.
that
Not
was awesome.
professional,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
kind of
reminded me of
professional, if
too.
I a
Like
little bit.
I know, like in
Wow.
Hawaii, where it's like, what school you went, and
Mhm.
you're like, it did. It took us right back. But yeah,
Right.
Dude, that was really good.
that was
Like
awesome.
I should let you talk more often.
No, no, like I said, it was a vibe. There's a vibe. You know what I mean?
No, but
See.
even like I talk over everybody. Other than Big T's,
No,
which couldn't even really hear him. But yeah, I tend to be the one that talks a lot because he's doing all the technical stuff.
Right.
But damn, that was good.
No, it's all good. Like,
Right, we gotta
I
write
do
that
that
other
was
down.
nice.
things. I do other things.
Well, thank you to both to both of you for having the show too, and bringing everyone here on the mainland closer to everyone at home, to our islands, and just hearing some of the stories and talking about food and everything else. It does it's good for the soul.
Yeah,
Right,
right on.
definitely. Well, one of our viewers, Calpena, says, "Mahalo, Vanessa, for sharing your experience."
Oh,
So just
thank you.
shout out there. And John said, "I'd love to live in Montana." I don't know where that came from. We're
Oh,
talking
I
about
because
know.
Montana. Oh,
I was like, oh, if the zombie apocalypse ever happened,
oh,
you're
okay.
not stuck on an
All
island.
right.
You can travel to Montana.
That's
Go there.
that's
Yeah.
that where Ponderosa Pines is.
Yes,
Okay, Ponderosa.
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh.
We always come back to that.
Thank you. And I wanted to say thank you for letting me have that week off. We lost someone really dear to us,
Mm,
Cy Andrus, and he's from the islands. So,
mm,
we're grieving still, but thank you.
yeah.
Well, again, when you told me about that and I read it on Facebook, I knew that you weren't you weren't going to be in the right state of mind to just be
Mm,
talking story with us because of the emotional toll it's going to take. So
yeah.
I wasn't going to push it. I was like, you know what, you come
Mhm.
when you can. I
Thank
lost a friend of mine too,
you. Mhm.
Jason. How do you say his name? Um,
Mm.
Jason Wahine Okoa, something like that. Oh, Wahine Okai. And like I think I lost my friend a week after you lost yours,
I saw
and I
that.
think that's another reason why we both kind of just like not yet. Let's get in a good frame of mind first, and
Yep.
we all gotta take time for each other. So
Yeah.
that's
But
that was
then
no
again,
problem. So
thank you. And that's why, I really, again, appreciate both of you because this is exactly what I know I need, but other people too.
absolutely, thank you so much, Vanessa.
All right.
Listen,
Bye.
again,
Mahalo.
I haven't seen you since like high school, and we had a great conversation. So thank you.
Yes. All right. Have a great
Okay.
Okay,
night.
You have a great
Aloha.
night, and I will connect with you maybe tomorrow or something. We'll do lunch or whatever
yeah,
the case is.
I'll contact you through Facebook and get all your information and phone number and all that. So
Perfect.
All right. You have
Good
a great
night.
night.
You
mahalo,
too.
thank you,
Bye. Mahalo.
bye.
All right.
All right. Well, I think her story is really interesting,
Mm-hmm.
especially after I read her bio. Like
Right.
her first photo shoot was with Russell Tonai,
Mm-hmm.
which is literally the
Like
I guess
the
the number
I don't know.
one
I don't know a famous photographer, so I can't compare him to like like how you
to
compare
Jean
things to
Paul Gaultier.
yeah, like whatever. I don't know any
Me
photographers.
neither.
No,
I
not
know
nothing.
him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like you
So
compare him to like a world-renowned photographer, like he's the, if he's
he's
a
the
football
Hawaii
player,
guy.
he's like, oh, he's the, compared to
He's the
Joe
Tom
Montana
Brady.
of Hawaii. You know what I mean?
He's the
But
Tom Brady photographer
yeah,
of Hawaii.
I don't know any photographers, so I
Me
don't know how to
neither.
do that analogy or comparison, whatever you call it.
All the other photographers that I know
Mhm.
are just like the ones that only take pictures of like car models,
Yeah, that's the only ones I know, like import model
right?
kind of guys who just buy a camera so they can look at
So it
hot
can be
chicks.
pervy.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
That's
can you bend over
true
that
story.
car? It's like this car. It's like no, touch my car. Okay, sorry. But yeah, her life has been interesting. It just seems like she's been so blessed to have, great kids. Um, I mean, dude, do you know anybody since you were 2 years old?
No,
I don't know anybody since I was 2 years old. Um,
no. Like I don't even. I don't think I know. I keep in touch with even anybody from elementary. I'm trying to move up the scale. Intermediate, no.
no,
High school, maybe. I'm in touch with some people.
yeah,
Not on a super close basis, but I probably know a few people from my high school. But like below high school, no.
nope.
I don't know anybody from my middle school, elementary that I'm
It's
in
stuck
contact
with
with.
you forever,
Maybe just like I see them on Facebook, like, oh, I think that's what's their face or
right?
whatever. But other than that, yeah, no.
Like
That's
all the other people that
details.
I know,
Mhm.
like say for example Buzz, Uncle Buzz, the rapper that
Mhm.
joins us every few times. Um, I've known him the longest, like out of all the people I still know,
Right.
um, and my whole crew back then. But yeah, I don't know anybody before like high school,
Mhm.
and I don't keep in touch with anybody.
Right.
Um, wow, like for her to have her best friend from like 2 years old, they got graduation pictures from pre-kindergarten.
What's that? My neck?
Let me see.
Like my look
Your
like
neck.
a hole in my throat. That's funny. It look weird.
Well, it's because you got the light from this side and the light from this side,
Okay.
light from
That's
that side.
funny.
So
So I
it's
may have
making
something wrong with my neck.
no, so it's making a
Machado.
shadow right in the middle. But yeah, you got to hold on to that. Um, yeah, I again, she's such a sweet girl. She's really nice to me since high school. Um, she's never changed.
Mhm.
In fact, she got more nicer. She does charity and all that kind of craziness. Um, I mean, I did that before, but now with this pandemic, it's hard to do stuff.
Right.
Um, but she found a way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, definitely. All right. Well, I guess you got anything else you want to talk about? I want to give a shout out to Mitch, always hanging out over there in Spokane, Washington.
Spokane.
Also, one of our newer listeners, Kaupena.
Yeah, what's up, Copena?
I know they tuned in last week, so and again to this week. So I definitely want to show shout out as we grow our Twitch community.
Right,
Also, HW50, aka John. Um,
the Hot Wheel
yeah,
Master.
he still wanted to show us the Hot Wheels, but Dustin hijacked the podcast, so he never get to show off his Hot Wheels. So,
So that dude. Okay, so John, next time we do one of those impromptu or pop ups, we're not gonna have Dustin on, no matter how much he wants to. But also try and like have a few that's like ready, like the Camaro, because he couldn't find the Camaro,
yeah,
and I really want to see that thing. But I can't. Like the last time, like I mean, again, it was pop up, so not that many people were watching. Um, but yeah, dude, he had a $800 Hot Wheel,
right with
eight
the
hundred,
M&M,
the M&M Bug. No, not
the
Bug.
W bus,
Yeah, bust.
right?
$800.
Yeah, maybe if we don't have a guest in the next week or two, maybe we'll bring John back on, and I'd love to.
Yeah, let's do that.
I found it kind of interesting because all those Hot Wheels kind of thing, like, and I think it falls in line with comic book and collecting, and that's also a part of our core listenership as well as
Yeah,
the music industry, radio industry, all the Hawaii
which,
people.
which he was a part of too.
Right.
So
So everything overlaps, but and we'll talk with John to see when he has time. Maybe him and Hype can check us out and back the camera up. So.
oh, okay. So Nicole Williams or
Oh.
Nikki, um, I was in the 8th grade at ALP, so that would be middle school for me. So I did know you in middle school, even though
Mhm.
yeah, no, I was in 8th or 9th grade by then.
Mhm.
So well, I think I was in 9th grade.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's high school for me. So yeah, you're, but at the same time, I went to school with Nikki.
Mhm.
I went to school with Buzz because he went to AOP with me too,
Right.
and then we both went to Roosevelt afterward. Um, so yeah, like not to pack the commercial. You should pack it and send it to me, even though it's like $150. Um, who's
Oh, that's one of my
Bill Miranda?
homies over here. I think he probably logged off already. That was like
Oh.
about 45 minutes ago. So yeah, but I appreciate him tuning in. He's in the military, so he used to be stationed out in Hawaii. So I think he DJ'd out with Big John at the Cellar nightclub back in the days.
John
Yeah, Big John.
Yeah, Big John.
I'm not even trying to say the
I
name.
know
either.
John for
If I look at the name, I could barely pronounce it. So off the top of my head, it's not gonna come out either.
right, Big John.
Yeah, Big John. So yeah, definitely.
What could Big John at Rumors?
Well, I guess that's we'll just make it a wrap for tonight. If I don't think that no, that's the same comment. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we shout out everybody, and next week I don't think we have anything planned, right?
I think we got the Hot Wheel Master, John. He's going to be showing us some Hot Wheel stuff, which is kind of cool. Hopefully, he can find the Camaro. If
I
not,
don't know if
then
you'll be home. Like, will you be home like at 7? What time? What time? 7ish next week, Tuesday. Well, I'll connect with John and see if we can get him on.
Yeah.
And, yeah, their podcast is making some attraction on YouTube, so we definitely would love to have them on the show and just talk about some Hot Wheels, some cars, some
Right.
band stuff. Anyways, other than that, I guess we'll make it up.
I kind of want to shout out to everybody on Twitch. I'm going to be starting a new Twitch show on Free Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
Or what is it? Twitch.tv
Twitch.tv.
/Free Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm going to be, Mark and I are going to be doing more stuff on the Aloha State of Mind podcast. So if you can go ahead and subscribe, follow, whatever you got to do. My show is going to be very like variety, like a variety show, where I'm gonna be doing like I'm gonna be doing unboxing, like for people that send stuff to me, like artwork and everything.
Right.
Um, I'm gonna be doing mukbangs.
I don't even know how to say it.
Me neither. I'm gonna eat a lot of food in front of people.
Right.
You know, and then I'm gonna be doing drawings. I'm gonna be just talking. Sometimes I'm just gonna be sitting there talking for an hour to myself.
Right.
Looking at the chat room and just chatting with everybody. So hopefully you can support and then also
Mhm.
Mark sent me a link where I can get 4 free stocks and stuff. So I'm gonna be doing some DJ day trader like he's gonna be mentoring me, and I'm gonna make a lot of money, and I'm gonna be like Justin Timberlake and Ben Affleck in that movie, whatever it was called. I forget what it was called, but he was a stock guy. Boiler Room,
Border room.
right? Well, no, that had Giovanni Ribisi
Oh,
in Boiler Room.
oh,
I'm gonna get a car that has a license plate number that says
yeah.
two rips. So and I'm gonna get mods so that they can mod my chat while I'm doing my thing. So I'm excited. I'm excited, dude. Like, to have Mark mentor me and all this kind of stuff. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we'll get everything running up on your channel so you can get your artwork and some of your shows linked up with the people out there. Everyone's asking me about the day trading thing because they see the money, but I'm gonna do like a quick Q&A a stream coming up soon. I'll definitely post that on my social media platforms and just so we can kind of go through some things because a lot of people just see the fast money and
Right.
if that's what you're looking for, then trading is definitely not for you. So I'm just put that out there right there. So I'm just like just right off the bat. So like if people roll on in and I tell them that they can roll right on out. You know what I mean? I'm not a DICK, but I'm just saying that
There's a
if you're
reality
looking,
to
yeah, if you're looking for
it.
easy money, like for some people, honestly, for some people it may come super easy.
What if I told you that
Yes,
you can make
but
$5,000
yeah,
a day by learning my system?
yeah, but I'm not gonna sell nobody a dream. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a
Like,
reality to this. Like you're gonna lose and you're gonna win, but if you have the right mindset and
yeah,
discipline,
like I
then
mean,
you'll win more than you lose.
yeah, like
So
when you get consistent and like I could just you could just follow my trades, but I mean, what good is that gonna do you? You're not gonna really learn anything.
right.
What if I die or something? You know what I mean? Then what are you
Wow, you went real dark real quick.
Just kidding. But yeah, so all that information right here, twitch.tv, the DJ Day Trader, that's my channel. I'll be starting also freeze twitch.tv/free Isabella. And then, of course,
Thank you, Mitch.
twitch.tv, Aloha State of Mind podcast. We'll be doing more stuff on here. I think a lot more pop ups and a lot more, I don't know, just random things, I
Just
think.
random talk stories.
Like a Tuesday nights will definitely be our main night for interviews and all that good stuff. But we might just pop up and do some, whatever. I don't know,
I don't
whatever we
know.
think
I
of.
say during the day we were like, okay, go grab a pizza from uh like wherever. We can do reviews, dude. Like you grab a pizza from like I don't know, where do you like your pizzas from? Shakey's.
Mhm.
Like, you can have Shakey's
Yeah,
pizza
but you
because
don't gotta shakies
I
over
don't got
there.
a Shakey's in Vegas,
Mhm.
but I can get a Rosati's pizza. And you review your Shakey's, I review my Rosati's. You know what I mean? We can do crazy shit with that. But again,
Or we could get people to just send us both free stuff
yeah.
and we could try it. If you have if you want to give us some free food or some kind of products, we're open to that. I
So
know I
so
know
would
we
you
only
be
get like two
open?
followers, but
Would you
that's
be
good.
open to trying the bomb?
Ooh, that I don't know. I'd have to have like a week off, like I couldn't, just in case.
Yeah, I can just imagine the pain that you go through because when you watch the hot wing show,
Mhm,
hot ones, uh, when they get to the bomb,
mhm.
everybody just drops. They're like, oh no, this is fine, this is good. When they get like, oh yeah, I can feel the heat in this one. When they get to the bomb, all of a sudden, fuck this, give it, oh my god, I can't live anymore. Like
Yeah, like
so,
yeah, me and my wife's been watching that hot ones and like have this craving for like wings the last like 3 days. So I don't know. We gotta take care of that soon. So,
right. Well,
but
thanks again.
I know Thanksgiving's here, so we're gonna have all that food, but I mean,
But
jeez.
tomorrow's not Thanksgiving.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Phoenix Feather Challenge. Oh boy.
So okay, so the Phoenix Feather Challenge is actually from one of our former
Right.
guests, the Snack Addicted
Hmm.
in Hawaii. There's this thing called the Phoenix Feather Challenge, where it's like a super hot ghost pepper and scorpion pepper
I think I might try
beef
that.
chip.
I would try that. Maybe we can get more than the bomb. I think more than the bomb.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely do that before I do it. Like
See,
if they had
more than
the Phoenix Feather Bomb Edition,
yeah, never mind.
not happening. But
I think I had did Nick do it on. I when I interviewed Nick Styles. I think he took a little piece of the bomb. If I remember. I mean, not the bomb, the Phoenix Feather.
mhm.
I think he did it. I forget. We had some. Yeah, so I interviewed him on my Twitch channel, and yeah, I think one of the dares was the Phoenix Feather. I think because someone sent it to him in the mail. So
Well, Quan,
mhm,
our good friend Quan,
mhm.
um, he's Korean and
My good friend Kwan, he's Korean.
he's Korean and he can literally eat lava.
All right.
Like this guy can eat like the hottest things in the world. The first Phoenix Feather Challenge, he ate the whole thing and he's like, it's not really that hot, dude.
Right.
Like it's hot, but if you're gonna make it a challenge, you gotta go like crazy hot, because it's so specific. And so they retooled the formula because of him.
Oh, okay.
And now he's like, oh, okay, this is hot. But again, even he's like, yeah, dude, I'll eat it. It got a little hotter, but I'll eat it,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Yeah, the bomb. Everybody says it's like drinking battery acid.
Yeah.
It tastes horrible, but it just destroys you. I mean, we're talking like you're eating a gallon of ice cream, and they said that's what makes it worse because now you got all this stuff, and it doesn't help when you drink water. Like you
Mm-hmm.
drink a gallon of water, you drink a gallon of milk just to get it out of your mouth. Now it's all in your body, and you can't. The human body can't drink a gallon of milk. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're drinking so much milk, you don't realize it because you're just trying to get this freaking pain out of your mouth, and then you throw up because now you got a gallon of milk in you. So it makes it even worse, and it didn't help with the pain. So
Nah, that's
it,
crazy. I'm not gonna try that. No way.
it's literally supposed to be like you have a vat of chili, and you put like a drop in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it super hot already.
Right.
So when you just put like a dab on a little chicken wing,
Mm-hmm.
oh, but yeah, I don't want to try it, but I want other people to try it.
Well, that's the kind of.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can think of some cool stuff to do on the podcast, and as we grow our Twitch fam, and hopefully expand on YouTube as well and Facebook. So, yeah, that's about it. Other than that, let's see. I tried it once on the tip of a toothpick.
No bueno.
Yeah, forget that then.
Like, can you imagine a tube of toothpick and it just like as soon as it touches your tongue, it just goes woof,
Yeah,
like your whole face just explodes with pain.
no, thank you. No,
No
thank
way,
you.
no way. Well, again, thank you, Vanessa Buyson, for joining us. Um, I still love that girl. She's such a sweetheart. Um, and yeah, thank you, Mark, for doing everything and letting me just sit here and talk for an hour and a half.
I do it just because I love it, and I want to, keep growing our podcast, and hopefully, we'll get more viewership as we roll along. I believe Twitch will be a fantastic platform for us to expand and grow our community. So definitely looking forward to that, and hopefully get that affiliate status soon. So,
Well,
um,
it's funny. Like people don't understand that everything else Mark does makes him money, except for this show. So, so thank you for taking the time. Uh, because everything else, again, everything else makes you money. This is the one that you do for the heart. But let's try and get some money out of it.
oh yeah, I'm sure we can. We'll line up some good interviews, and we'll do some different pop ups. I think with Twitch, it will allow us a little bit more freedom than YouTube and Facebook. So
Right, right.
definitely, but yeah, it's all good. But I appreciate everyone hanging out with us on this Tuesday evening. I guess we'll call it a wrap. We'll see you guys next week. Not sure. Maybe we'll have I didn't get a confirmation, but maybe we'll have HW50 uh, podcast with us next week, and we'll talk about all those Hot Wheel kind of things and all that great stuff. If not, we'll just do a pop up and see what happens from there. All right, all right. I guess that makes it a wrap. Till then, you guys have a great one, and we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, 9 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. It's the Aloha State of Mind podcast. Till next week, we'll see you guys.
Aloha.
Wherever you are, you're living aloha. Wherever you go, your soul is aloha. Wherever you've been, you're living aloha. About yourself is always aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 When you're with family, you feel the aloha. When you're with friends, you feel the aloha. When you're on the beach, the sun's your aloha. And it breathes a kiss of aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 A state of mind. A state of mind. A state of mind.
Aloha! State of Mind Podcast.